horse-drawn carriages, tricorner hats, Georgian architecture. We must be in Colonial Williamsburg. Hi there, I'm Michael, here to show you a unique weekend getaway. In this episode of Traveling Tips, we're going back to the time of the American Revolution to visit Virginia's colonial capital. We'll tour historic homes, shop for period clothing, and wander through blooming gardens. Stay tuned for tips on planning your weekend getaway to Williamsburg, Virginia. Located 2.5 hours southeast from Washington, D.C., and about an hour from both Richmond and Norfolk, Virginia, is the historic town of Williamsburg. Williamsburg is part of what's branded as the historic colonial triangle, with the other 2 points of the triangle being Jamestown and Yorktown. Williamsburg was the colonial capital of Virginia from 1699 to 1779. At the time, Virginia was a colony of England and was ruled by Parliament in London, who appointed a royal governor to oversee the colony. The royal governor was an extension of the crown and served to remind the colonists of their place as subjects whose loyalties were to the King and Queen of England. During the Revolutionary War, the royal governor fled back to England and the capital was moved to Richmond, where it remains the capital of Virginia today. Williamsburg fell into disrepair during the 1800s. It was in 1932 that John D. Rockefeller Jr. brought his vision to restore this colonial capital to its heyday glory. He established the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation, which operates this immersive museum today. Williamsburg held a leading role during the lead-up to America's War for Independence. It was in Williamsburg that founding fathers like George Washington, Patrick Henry, and Thomas Jefferson got their political start in the Virginia colony House of Burgesses, which is similar to the House of Representatives we know today. With the popularity of the Broadway musical Hamilton, there is renewed attention on this period of American history. A visit to Williamsburg will give you a chance to go back in time to those tense days as the colonies embarked on the road to revolution and independence. We arrived in Williamsburg mid-morning after a quick drive down the interstate. With any visit to Colonial Williamsburg, it's normally great to start at the visitor center. Unfortunately, during our visit, the visitor center was closed due to pandemic restrictions. Instead, we started this trip with a walk down the main street of Colonial Williamsburg, Duke of Gloucester Street. This mile-long street stretches from the Colonial Capitol building all the way to the College of William and Mary. Along the street are historic taverns, boutiques, homes, and tradesmen's workshops. With a ticket, you can tour inside many of these buildings and listen to guides dressed in colonial costumes tell the story. We'll start our tour at the eastern end of Duke of Gloucester Street at the Capitol building. This building housed the court, the House of Lords, and the House of Burgesses for the colony of Virginia. On the tour, you visit the courtroom and the House of Burgesses chambers, where many of the key decisions that led to the road to independence began. It was here in the courtroom that land dispute and murder trials took place, with the royal governor serving as the judge. Nearby are the Tuning's Tavern and Raleigh Tavern. These taverns are where many of the Burgesses stayed while the house was in session. Today, Tuning's Tavern operates as a restaurant for visitors to the historic area. We stopped here for lunch on our first day. Right now, there's all outdoor seating due to pandemic restrictions. The Raleigh Tavern space is now used for educational talks by various tradesmen. Across the street is the blacksmith shop. In the yard, we watched a tradesman work to build wagons, iron bolts, and rifles. Part of what makes Colonial Williamsburg so unique is the attention to detail and the interpreters who actually work using the same techniques used in the 18th century. Midway along Duke of Gloucester Street is the Palace Green, which leads to the Governor's Palace. This is a reconstructed version of the Colonial Governor of Virginia's home in the colony. This is a very stately example of Georgian architecture, featuring many seals and symbols of the crown. Inside, visitors can experience the lavish decor brought over from England, which was meant to display the power of the crown. Large portraits hang in the ballroom of King George III and Queen Charlotte, who reigned England at this time. Once outside, visitors are free to wander through the expansive gardens. Outbuildings on the property show where the food was cooked and the laundry was cleaned. Stables show where the royal carriages and horses were kept. Currently, the gardens have some unusual lights, which are for a temporary nighttime experience called CW lights. Along the Palace Green, visitors can explore the George Wythe House, and Bruton Parish Church. Also nearby is the magazine, which housed the Crown's gunpowder and guns during times of war. The building is closed due to the pandemic restrictions, but visitors can view the cannons outside and listen to interpreters tell the story of the magazine and the fateful night where the British removed the gunpowder and rifles before the American Revolution began. Several boutiques line Duke of Gloucester Street, including the Prentice Store, Tarpley, Thompson & Company, and the DeBose Grocer. These stores sell reproduction goods from colonial dolls to period clothing. Adjacent to the historic area is Market Square. This more modern shopping hub is located at the western end of Duke of Gloucester Street near the College of William and Mary. Coffee shops, ice cream parlors, jewelry stores, and souvenir shops attract visitors. One of our favorite lunch spots is located in Market Square, called the Cheese Shop. This sandwich shop is a family-run business operating in Williamsburg for generations. A block to the west is the Wren Building on the campus of the College of William and Mary. Established in 1693, this is the second college established in the United States after Harvard. It is a Virginia State public college designed in the same Georgian colonial architecture seen in the historic area. About 9,000 undergrad and grad students attend the college today. Along Duke of Gloucester Street, there are several gardens that you can enter without a ticket. The grounds team at Colonial Williamsburg keeps busy with planting seasonal flowers to make sure the gardens are always in bloom. It is a lot of work to keep these well-manicured gardens in top shape. You're bound to see animals while visiting Colonial Williamsburg too. From horses and sheep to chickens, Animals that would typically have been in the town during the mid-1700s are present here today. Tickets to Williamsburg vary based on the length of your stay. Right now, a day pass costs $36. This is with a pandemic discount, since not all buildings, shops, carriage rides, restaurants, and tours are open daily right now. 3-day and annual passes are also available for sale for $51 and $75 respectively. Tickets give you access to the building tours and historical talks in the historic area, plus access to the art museums run by Colonial Williamsburg. You also gain access to the shuttle bus that connects points around the historic area to the visitor center. For an additional fee, you can book a carriage ride in a historic carriage. Make sure to check what is open on the dates you wish to visit, since not everything is open daily in the spring of 2021. There are plenty of hotel options for all budgets in the Williamsburg area. Colonial Williamsburg has several hotels on property, including the Williamsburg Inn and the Williamsburg Lodge, the latter owned and operated by Marriott. Guests of hotels on property receive tickets included within their hotel rate. We stayed off property at the Hilton Garden Inn for just $80 a night. If you like this weekend getaway guide and want to see more upcoming videos, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. We spent 2 days exploring Colonial Williamsburg. There's so much more to visit in this region of Virginia. Between historic Jamestown and Yorktown, and the modern Busch Gardens Williamsburg theme park and Water Country USA water park, you're sure to find activities for the whole family. While we only scratched the surface in this video of my 2 days in Williamsburg, check out my full area guide on travelingtips.com. Link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this tour through Williamsburg. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.